Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Krez. I am so sorry I can't be with you today, but I did not want to miss a week of reading our story, Miss Laney is Zany by Dan Gutman. Today we're going to be reading chapter 8 and 9, What's in the Stall, and Plays Are Boring, and you can see we're almost done. So let's get started. Chapter 8, What's in the Stall? When we got to the girls' bathroom, Miss Laney was combing her hair in the mirror. She didn't notice us at first. Shampoo, she said to herself. Shampoo. 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 Poo-sham. Poosh-ham. Poo. Miss Laney is weird. We started fake coughing so she would notice us. Oh, hello, she said. I was just practicing my ooh sounds while I fixed my hair. Is your hair broken? I asked. Everybody laughed even though I didn't say anything funny. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? Miss Laney asked us. That's grown-up talk for what are you doing here? We came to play. I bet you can't say this again, Ryan said. Let's play a different game, Miss Laney said as she put some weird puppet thing on her hand. Meet Ollie the Octopus. He's your friend. He likes to play a game called Name the Letter. How do you play? Emily asked. Don't ask me, said Miss Laney. Ask Ollie. How do you play, Ollie? Emily asked the puppet. First, I tell you what to do with your mouth, Ollie said. Then you tell me what letters you can make. For instance, what letters can you make if you push your lips together? I went through the alphabet silently, trying to figure out what letters I can make by pushing my lips together. B, M, and P, shouted Andrea. Very good, said Ollie the Octopus. You're winning, Andrea. Yay, shouted Andrea. I hate her. Okay, next question, said Ollie. What letters do you make when you push air through your teeth? I went through the alphabet in my head. C and S, I yelled. Good, AJ, said Ollie the Octopus. Next question. What letters do you make by putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth? D, N, and T, I yelled. Right, said Ollie. And what letters do you make by sticking your tongue through your teeth? L, I shouted before anyone else. I totally rule at Name the Letter. Correct, Ollie said. And what letters can you make by vibrating your throat? Can I phone a friend? Asked Ryan. V and Z, I yelled. That's it, Ollie said. The winner is AJ. Andrea looked all mad. Ha ha ha. In her face. It was about time I won something. Na 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 boo boo on her. It was the greatest day of my life. Miss Laney, Ollie the Octopus, said I could pick a prize from the mystery treasure chest. I chose a paddle that had a ball attached to it with a rubber band. It was cool. Okay, AJ, Ollie said, it's time to play a new game called What's in the Stall? You can keep the paddle, or you can have whatever is in stall number 1, stall number 2, or stall number 3. It's your choice. Maybe there's a skateboard in one of the stalls, or maybe there's a brand new car. You can't fit a car into the bathroom stall, Andrea said. It could be a very small car, Ryan pointed out. Pick stall number 1, AJ, Emily yelled. Pick number 3, yelled Ryan. Keep the paddle, Arlo, Andrea yelled. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I had to think fast. This was the hardest decision I had to make in my life. My brain hurt. I'll take what's in stall number 2, I finally said. Is that your final answer? Asked Ollie. Final answer. Miss Laney took away my paddle and opened the door to stall number 2. Oh, sorry, Ollie said. You won a toilet bowl plunger. Better luck next time, AJ. That's not a prize, I complained. That thing was in the stall anyway. Sorry, Ollie said. The decisions of the judges are final. Thanks for playing What's in the Stall. I don't like that game. Chapter 9. Plays are boring. The next day, me and Ryan were walking up the front steps to school. Maybe Miss Laney isn't a real speech teacher, said Ryan. Maybe she's just some crazy person who loves game shows. Yeah, I said, maybe she kidnapped our real speech teacher and locked her in a grass hut on a desert island. Stuff like that happens all the time, you know. When we got to Mr. Granite's class, two guys in overalls were taking the whiteboard off the wall. What's going on? Mr. Granite shouted. Sorry, pal, the guy said as they carried the whiteboard away. Budget cuts. Mr. Granite, you've got to do something, Emily said. I don't want to rock the boat, said Mr. Granite sadly. What boat? Ugh. I didn't get the chance to ask why everybody was always talking about boats, because guess who came running into the door at that moment? Nobody, because if you ran into a door, it would hurt. But guess who came running into the doorway? It was Miss Laney. She had a laundry bag over her shoulder. I just thought of how we can save the school, Miss Laney shouted excitedly. We can put on a play. People would pay to get in. All your parents and friends would come. We could make $1 million. I love plays, said the girls. I hate plays, said the boys. Plays are boring, I said, especially plays where people start singing for no reason. It doesn't have to be a musical, Miss Laney said. We can put on a Shakespeare play. I love him, said Andrea. Over the summer, I memorized the complete works of Shakespeare. What is Andrea's problem? Maybe the kids could do Romeo and Juliet, suggested Mr. Granite. That's my favorite play. Great idea, said Miss Laney. I didn't like where this was going. Miss Laney would probably make me play Romeo. Andrea was sure to be Juliet, and then the guys would make fun of me and say that I love Andrea. Wait a minute, I said. Is there going to be kissing in this play? Oh, no, Miss Laney assured me. In fact, Romeo and Juliet is a very violent story. At the end, Juliet stabs herself and she dies. Andrea should play Juliet, I said. Arlo, that's mean, Andrea said. And Romeo drinks poison. He dies, Mr. Granite added. Well, Andrea should play him too, I suggested. You can't have the same person play Romeo and Juliet, Emily said. We have to hold auditions, Miss Laney said. That will make it fair. She dumped out her laundry bag and made us put on weird clothes with puffy shoulders that nobody in their right mind would ever wear. At least I got a sword, which was cool. Then Miss Laney passed out scripts and made us each read a line out loud. Good night, Michael said. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. What's in a name, said Emily. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand, said Neil, the nude kid. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. After we all read a few lines, Miss Laney made her decision. Andrea will be Juliet, and AJ will be Romeo, she announced. I knew it. Ooh, Ryan said. AJ and Andrea are going to be Romeo and Juliet. They must be in love. When are you going to get married? Asked Michael. If those guys weren't my best friends, I'd hate them. Miss Laney gave out the rest of the parts, and then we had to start rehearsing. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, Andrea said. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? I'm right here, dumbhead, I replied. That's not the line, Arlo, Andrea said, rolling her eyes. We practiced the play for a long time when suddenly, guess who walked into the room? It was Mr. Klutz. So, what do we owe the pleasure of your company, Mr. Klutz? Asked Miss Laney. Did you get $1 million to save the school? Asked Michael. No, Mr. Klutz replied. Looks like we missed the boat. What boat? Why is everybody always talking about boats? Do you have more bad news for us? Asked Mr. Granite. Yes, Mr. Klutz said sadly. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but Miss Laney, you're fired. What? Everybody freaked out. Andrea collapsed on the floor and started sobbing. Oh, woe, oh, woeful, woeful, woeful day, she said. Never was seen such a black a day as this. Oh, woeful day. And that's it for today of Miss Laney is Zany. All right, boys and girls, I promise I will see you again next week, and we will finish our book.